آمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بئس ما اشتروا به أنفسهم أن يكفروا بما أنزل الله بغيا أن ينزل الله من فضله على من يشاء من عباده فباءوا بغضب على غضب وللكافرين عذاب مهين. We are just carrying on, inshallah, with the meaning of Surah Al-Baqarah. We are in verse 90. And it is really nice that we have a direct contact with Allah Azza wa Jalla. And He sent this message to us, which He guaranteed to be kept intact. So always we have an access to what Allah Azza wa Jalla has been teaching us and telling us about the previous nations before us. So here, when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with the Quran, which is the ayah before, which confirming what the Jew had in the Torah and the Christian had in the Gospel, and before that they were waiting anxiously for the Quran, for the Prophet ﷺ, Muhammad, to come and for the message to come, and they were told he will be a winner and he will be dominating the area and he will be owning, like, a major kingdom. But when he came and they knew it is the message they were told is coming to come to them, rejected it. So Allah cursed all those who reject the faith and without faith. And to reject the faith, they had to change their own faith. Because it said it's confirming what you have. So if Allah said confirming what you have, and to prove that no, it's different, they kept changing the Torah and replaced it by something which suit them, deliberately, بغيا بينهم, in an act of aggression. And they didn't like that Allah Azza wa Jal sent His message and His bounties came down to somebody they don't like, or somebody who was not from the sons of Israel. Because one of the things they got used to, that most of the prophets in the Middle East came from the sons of Israel. So when Muhammad ﷺ came, son of Ismail, and they are the sons of Yaqub, Ishaq, Yaqub, they didn't like it. And they noticed they can't force any change on him and they cannot defeat him. They were told he's going to be a winner. So they changed their Bible, changed their Torah, and rejected the Prophet ﷺ because they hated that the message come to somebody else other than the sons of Israel. So they accumulated a curse upon curse. فَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ عَلَى غَضَبٍ. So they have drawn upon them to themselves a curse upon curse, a ghadab upon ghadab. Double the ghadab from Allah, double the anger from Allah, double the worth from Allah Azza wa Jal. And then Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قَالُوا نُؤْمِنُ بِمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَيْنَا. Because it's the message from Allah Azza wa Jalla and He knows the past and He knows all the details, He could list to them what they have actually done, and it was wrong. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قَالُوا نُؤْمِنُ بِمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَيْنَا وَيَكْفُرُونَ بِمَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ وَهُوَ الْحَقُّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. When they are asked to believe what Allah has sent down, which is the Quran, they said, we only believe in what have been sent to us, the sons of Israel. Nu'minu, we believe in what Allah has sent down to us, which they meant the Torah and the Gospels. And they will reject whatever come after it. So, in spite of being the truth and confirming what they have. So it's like, we don't, and my teacher used to tell us about, oh, Jazakallah khair, you've taken that job, have you? Very good. My teacher used to tell us about two who were arguing. They saw like a black something in the far end, and one of them said it is a goat, and one of them said it is crows. And they kept walking towards it, and the one insisting it's goat, and the other one insisting it's crows, qiqan, When they came nearer to them, they flew away. So this guy said, no, they are goat even if they flew. And they were it's goat even if they flew away. So you can't deal with people of this level of stubbornness. It's confirming what you have. They should be even more grateful. I mean, in a way, I feel, alhamdulillah, we have Christian around and we have Jew around. Why is that? What benefit do you get from them?
They're a reference to proof that what you are on the right path. To look at them, it's a reference. It's relative.
Yes, proof that what?
Proof that because if you see the results of what they're doing and the results of what the Muslims are doing, you can see that as a reference. You can compare, because if everything was the same,
yeah,
there would be no.
What else? Anything else that we're glad there is Jew and Christian?
Christian practically are not friend but supporter to Muslims.
Amar, you want the key? Yeah. No. Anything else? Why you feel pleased?
What's your question?
I feel happy that there's Christian and Jew around. Why?
No kafirin around.
Because they have in their religion what something proof about Islam.
What's that in their religion proof about Islam?
Like about the next prophet, his name Muhammad's coming.
They deny that.
God is one God.
Yeah, there's God. There's one God in heaven. Yeah. So the heavenly God, which is the Buzi don't have, the Hindu don't have, and the Sikh don't have. So there is 5,000 years of belief in Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam by Muslim, Christian and Jew. And that also it's main belief in Islam, because Ibrahim, he's the one who called us Muslims. And when they went to Al-Khalil, they divided the mosque of Haram al-Ibrahimi into two parts, one for the Jew, because they believe Ibrahim one of their major prophets, and side for the other side for the Muslim. And we have obviously Jesus, and we have Surah Maryam, Surah Al-Imran, telling about Jesus, and they have the Christian believing the day after tomorrow, the birth of Jesus. So it is it's not us talking about something unseen and heard of. We're talking about something is already heard of. I've sent to my neighbors this time, I haven't sent before, Muslim to Christian Christmas card, and the verses from Surah Maryam and verses from Surah Al-Imran. So I want to see their reaction. It's all the clothes I've sent to all of them. So in a way, I'm saying, we are celebrating like you. We believe in Jesus, and although we are the only house that doesn't have light outside, all the houses now, 94, 96, 98, 100, 12, 14, 16, 18, and then we are 110, and then 112 half light, 114 half, 116 half, 118. They haven't put the light on. Oh yes, they have. So we are the only house. So the Christmas card saying to them, we believe in Jesus, but we are, saving electricity, saving the planet, which is, it's LED lights. They are not actually consuming. So it is, they should feel glad that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came to confirm their message is a heavenly message. And they call it biblical heavenly messages or biblical messages. They do say, when they talk about Islam, Christianity, Judaism, they say the three religion, which is heavenly religion or biblical religion. Now,
Christians don't, from my experience, don't acknowledge Prophet Muhammad as a prophet.
No, the Jew don't.
I think Christian.
Yeah, the Christian and the Jew don't.
They don't. So
No.
They don't say, you know.
But they believe in God in.
Yeah, but they recognize.
Yeah, but they believe in God in heaven.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's the point. They believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, and the Jew more into our belief and descriptions of Allah Azza wa Jal and His attributes than the Christian in a way. They're more closer to us. And Allah Azza wa Jal said, when they said we only believe in the message which comes to us, Allah Azza wa Jal said, why did you kill the Prophet then before? They came to you and the message you have, they didn't bring a new message. Like Dawood didn't bring a new message, Sulaiman didn't bring a new message, Zakaria didn't, Yahya didn't, Jesus came to confirm the Torah. So, but you killed them. You killed Zakaria and you killed Yahya and you tried to kill Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. In kuntum mu'minin, if you truly believed, why did you? Which is a major fault in their practices, to kill the Prophet who is coming to remind you of Allah Azza wa Jal. Obviously, they don't want to hear anyone telling them what they are doing is wrong. وَلَمَّا جَاءَكُمْ مُوسَى بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ, when Musa came with because they go back to, as we started when we started Surah Al-Baqarah, they go back to Yaqub alayhi salam, Israel. We are the sons of Israel. We are a special nation. Allah gave Ibrahim Palestine for him to be and his children after him. And told at one occasion when they were really well, they were كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. But then when you refuse the message of Allah and you practice wrong, that title taken away from you. So when Musa came بالبينات, with all the clear evidence and the signs and in spite of all this evidence, including drowning your masters, Pharaoh and his army, Allah drowned them in front of your eyes. And also there were a lot of miracles. Allah punished them with the frogs and the bloods and famine and the drought and the locusts. Important, gives you milk, but it's created like you. You worship the creator of the cow and you and the sea and the sun and the moon. لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله الذي خلقهن. Don't bow to the sun or the moon, but bow to Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who created them. And you were committing wrongdoing. وَأَنْتُمْ ظَالِمُونَ, and you know it. And you know it, they knew it. And وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ, Allah Azza wa Jalla again reminding them, we took the governance from you. وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورِ. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla, to show that this is important message you need to take, and He made the mountain lean on top of them. If they refuse to take the message, Allah will crash them under the mountain. And He asked them, خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ. خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ. It's like if you promise your son, like you are going to bring him like Xbox or some, a bike or something, important toy, things in his birthday or in Eid or something. And you arrive to the door and you open the door, what he will do, will take it with force, بقوة. That's mine, and he jumping up and down happy. That you take it and you love it and you really want to comply with it and apply it to your life and follow it, and ask them to do two things. وَاسْمَعُوا, hear what's in it and apply. It's not like hear and turn away. قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا, قَالُوا, we heard, but قَالُوا again, we don't want to follow. So the action said that no, we don't want to follow. It's nice, whatever. Like, you ask people in the street now, 70% of the people, if you say, do you believe in God? They will say yes. Are you following Him? No. Would you follow Him? No. So they will say loudly, no, we don't want to follow. want to follow whatever he likes. So, and that's what was the Jew. سمعنا وعصينا. قالوا عصينا. The fail, the action is disobey. And the way their disobedience is because when they worship the calf, it became like the calf, like a drink, and they drank that drink into their heart and spread into all their body, and they became automatically rejected to the belief. And who gave them the calf as a drink? Their kufr. So بكفرهم أشربوا. This is past part tense, which is فعل مبني للمجهول. أشربوا. Who gave them the calf as a drink and nourished them so they are full of disbelief? Their kufr. So their kufr will allow them to easily worship idols and statues, and in their case, Tajid. Now, yesterday there were people who were in Stonehenge hugging the stones there. The Stonehenge is just like a clock to show you when the sun will be from that column in 21st, 22nd of December and 21st, 22nd of June. So you know when is the middle of the year and middle of the year in the summer. And more, maybe we have one in Umayyad Mosque in Syria, and there's one in Egypt. There's one in Egypt when you exactly know which day of the year it is. And they managed to put all these holes, and the sun come from that hole on 1st of January, 2nd of January. So it's something that our ancestors discovered. Doesn't mean that they have anything to do with the creator of the universe, but they find it easy to go and worship, and this is why they easily submit to dictators and aggressor and things. قل بئس ما يأمركم به إيمانكم. If this sort of iman is the worst order comes from that iman to disobey, and you hear disobey. قل بئس ما يأمركم به إيمانكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. Because they claim their iman, ask them, it's not Allah, it's their iman, their religion, what came to us, our message. Like I was discussing with some Christian, and they said, oh, the Bible said this. I showed them in the Bible. So, oh, the church said this. And he put the Bible on the side. It's just, you don't need even the Quran, because believing in Allah Azza wa Jal is just the creator of the universe. وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. This is what Ibrahim said before he had any message. The one who created the heavens and earth. So he followed his people's belief in the statues, idols, then the star, then the moon, then the sun, then who's in charge? All these, seem to be unable to even control themselves. So he said, وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You don't need even to know his name. وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ, I turn my face to the one who created the heavens and earth from nothing. إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. If you truly believe, if you were you were not even a believer in the message you have in your Torah. They were hiding, like when the Prophet ﷺ asked them about, they came to ask him about stoning the married adulterer, and they said, no, it's not there in Torah. When they brought the Torah, they hid the verse. Then the Prophet ﷺ asked the guy to remove his hand, and then asked Ali ibn Abi Talib to read it, and it's there. Or, as previously read, that they divide the Torah into a pamphlet or a booklet, and they hide the booklet they don't want you to see. If you have faith, like, you're sarcastic to somebody, but that's really evil knowledge if you follow it. If you have knowledge anyway, like you say, you don't even have knowledge. The knowledge you're talking about is disastrous knowledge. So, and you claim you have knowledge. I don't even believe you have knowledge. So this is what Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying. In kuntum mu'minin, and you are not. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla challenged them. قل إن كانت لكم الدار الآخرة خالصة من دون الناس فَتَمَنَّوُا الْمَوْتَ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. This came in many places in the Quran, in Surah Al-Jumu'ah also. وَلِيَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ إِن كُنْتُمْ إِن زَعَمْتُمْ أَنَّكُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ لِلَّهِ مِن دُونِ النَّاسِ فَتَمَنَّوُا الْمَوْتَ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. So you just challenge them, say, ask that you die now and you're happy, you're very keen to meet Allah Azza wa Jal, if you truly believe in Him, believe in His Jannah. And Prophet Muhammad said, if they did ask for death, they would have died instantly on that time. If they said, yes, we want to die, but they never said it. The challenge, if I say something, I challenge you to say this, that I would like to die now to meet Allah Azza wa Jal, and they wouldn't say it. Like Allah Azza wa Jal said, سَيَقُولُ السُّفَهَاءُ مِنَ النَّاسِ مَا وَلَّاهُمْ عَنْ قِبْلَتِهِمْ الَّتِي كَانُوا عَلَيْهَا. Because Allah changed the Qibla from Jerusalem to Mecca, and some idiot, Allah Azza wa Jal said, feeble-minded of people will say, why you changed the Qibla? And they came out and said it. The challenge that they will say in the future. And some of them would have said, be smart enough, say, no, we'll not say it because we will prove the Quran wrong. And here, even now, if you come to the Christians, you say, if you believe you have the Dar al-Akhirah, you will be going to, because they will say later that the Jewish will say only Jewish people will go to Jannah, and the Nasara will say only Nasara people will go to Jannah. There's a comedian, he died now, his name was Peter Allen, I think. Peter Allen? David Allen? Yeah, David Allen. He said, in Jannah, when people go to Jannah, they will see a big wall there. And so, why is that also? Because the Catholic think the only people will be in Jannah, so they will feel that we are the only one. So, the challenge, if you believe you are the right one and you're going to Jannah, so go now, shortcut, and they won't say it. Even now, if you go now to them and say, ask Allah to make you die now, so you go to Jannah as you claim you will go to Jannah, they will not say it. Like I challenged him when I met the Jew in Birmingham. If you truly, if you want to prove the Quran wrong, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, لَتَجِدَنَّ أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ عَدَاوَةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الْيَهُودَ وَالَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا. Those who have the most enmity to the Muslims, to believers, are the Jew and the pagans. I said to them, prove the Quran wrong. Go out to the Palestinians and love them. Say, oh, come back, to Palestine. We don't hate you. We're not going to kick you out. Well, we'll never do it. They will never do it. So the Quran is right. The ayah standing till the day of judgment. The ayah there in the Quran, the challenge from Allah Azza wa Jal is in the Quran. They can't prove the Quran wrong by doing it. Prove it wrong by doing it. They wouldn't say it. They wouldn't do it. They came to us at that time because there were a lot of public attack on them when they were hitting Gaza, the Palestinians in Gaza. So they were given order to meet with the Muslims and say, no, we're the Jew, we're not against Islam, whatever. So I said, okay, prove that you are not. Prove that the Quran wrong and you love the Muslims. And فَتَمَنَّوُا الْمَوْتَ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ وَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْنَهُ أَبَدًا. They will never wish to die because they know what their hands have committed, what their action has, what their action were, why they deserve to go to Jahannam. They will not go to Jannah because it's described in their own books. They can't remove all things in the Quran, in the Torah, and in the Gospels. And Allah knows who are really unjust and wrongdoers. Now, a lot of this came in the Quran to tell us, the Muslims, that you never go that way. Never follow these people, because if you do the same, you will face the same consequences. Wallahu alimun bil-zalimin. وَلَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ عَلَى حَيَاةٍ. There's a lot of work actually done in Britain, in America, in the West, in Japan, South Korea, about delaying aging and even reversing aging. There's a lot of work on discovering the genes. What you have genes in your body which is timed to flip and start misbehave, causing all sorts of diseases, cancer, heart attacks, and more deposit in the arteries, and more um, problems in the pancreas, in the liver, in the kidney, whatever. But they said that every animal have similar genes make the animal die. Now this is the ajal which we have been coded with. When you are in the womb of your mother, angel came ويكتب أجله وعمله وشقي سعيد. Ajal, your ajal, your lifespan. So your lifespan is 60, 80, 70, 90. But one of these days the gene will start misbehaving and start causing a serious killing illness. Unless somebody had ajal musamma, that he will die before that. Allah knows that this guy is going to be killed in a road accident, and that guy is going to be shot by crossfire, and that one will be fall from a high or something. So يود أحدهم لو يعمر ألف سنة. They want to live, and most of the NHS cost and money go on people who just basically refuse to die. They don't want to die, and they insist on getting every possible drug, every possible care, every possible aftercare, and refuse to go home because they haven't got the care they want to stop them dying at home and things. And that's from this. They want to live 1,000 years if they can. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَمَا هُوَ بِمُزَحْزِحِهِ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ أَنْ يُعَمَّرَ. Even if he lives 1,000 years, will not shake him an inch away from punishment, even if he lived that 1,000 years. وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ وَاللَّهُ بَصِيرٌ بِمَا يَعْمَلُونَ. And Allah Azza wa Jalla is acquainted and all, he sees all what they do. So لَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ. تَجِدَنَّهُم here talking about the Christian and Jew, the people of the book, and he included الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا, the pagan, idolaters, those who worship the idols, and whether it's now worshipping the cow or Rama or Krishna or the sun or the moon or whatever. They have attachment to life. They don't want to die. And I've seen it through a lot of my patients. Very few who actually say, oh, we had enough, we're happy to die. I asked one of the lady, why you want to die? Oh, I want to meet my maker. I say, you mean Jesus? No, God. Some of them still have that, core belief in Allah Azza wa Jalla. Jesus is just by the way. Many of them actually. When you ask that crunch question, no, I'm happy to meet my maker. But there are very few. But you need to ask, to discover these people who are really still have the intact belief in Allah Azza wa Jalla. And they didn't like Islam because we cherish Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. And they don't like Jibreel because he's the one who came with the punishment to most of them and most of the nations who disobeyed Allah Azza wa Jalla. So the reply from Allah Azza wa Jalla was, they were a dialogue, they were talking to the Sahaba and about Jibreel, and they don't like Jibreel. They said if Mikael came with the Quran, we will follow the Quran because Mikael bring the rizq, bring the rain and things and wealth, and the Quran came through Mikael, we would have followed it. Obviously they're finding excuses just to reject the faith. So Allah Azza wa Jalla answered from him, قُلْ مَنْ كَانَ عَدُوًّا لِجِبْرِيلٍ, whoever an enemy to Jibreel, فإنه قد نزله على قلبك بإذن الله. نزله على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا لما بين يديه وهدى وبشرى للمؤمنين. So he came. The difficulty we will have that the message came to the heart of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and when Jibreel leaves him, he would have understood all what he told him, and he perfected that and rehearsed it and he read the Quran. I think we'll leave this to the next week because I want to go more in depth into how the message came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. We'll stop now and move to the